Hi everyone, how are you? My name is Camilo Gabriel Schlesinger and this is my activity for my English class. In this video, I'm going to talk about 4 videos for different speeches. On each one, I'm going to do a little summary. I'm going to talk about the tone of the voice of the person speaking, the use of repetition of some phrases or words, and the effect of her or his words, and how does this set their speech. In the first place, I'm going to talk about Greta Thunberg speech. She tries to talk about how the leaders, the global leaders, aren't doing enough for the climate change. She says that even though they are promising and promising and promising, they aren't really taking actions, and this will hurt not only this generation but future generations. On with On first place, the tone of her voice. There's two big main ideas that you can see in this video and in her speech. First, the urgency. Greta speaks in a serious and in an urgent way. She makes it clear that the climate change is a big problem and that it has to be fixed now, right now, not in some years, but they have to start to fix this problem right now. And second, the frustration and the passion. You can hear that she's really upset in her voice, uh, especially when she talks about the leaders, that they are not doing enough to fix this problem. And her passion shows how much she cares about the planet Earth and about this really big problem. About the use of repetition, there's two things I want to make clear. First, Greta repeats things like, how dare you, how dare you, how dare you. This is to make her point stronger. And this helps that message to stick in people's mind. You will always remember how dare you, and you will feel like the passion of like the passion when she talks about the problem. And she repeats certain points to make sure that everyone understands how serious the climate crisis is and that the action is needed right now. And with the effect of her words, I want to talk about two things. First, the empathy and empowerment. Greta speaks for young people and talks about how the actions of today will affect the future. This makes her message like feel personal and important for everyone. And on the other hand, she has some strong words to make people stop and think. She wants like to shake the people up and get them realize that the change needs to happen right now or things will get worse. On the second video, it's Emma Watson's speech at the United Nations, to launch the He for Her campaign, which she asks men to join the fight for gender equality. She talks about her own experiences with unfair treatment as a girl and explained how gender roles hurt not only women but also men. And she asked everyone, especially men, to stand up and help make the world a little bit fairer for everyone. Emma Watson speaks in a calm way, in a clear way. She sounds to be honest and serious, especially when talking about her own experiences and about gender equality. At times, she adds a little bit of humor. For example, when she tells that she is known for Harry Potter, and this makes her more relatable and friendly. And this makes people want to listen her and to trust what she's saying. She repeats some phrases to make her speech more stronger. For example, she says, "I think it is right" a few times to show, um, what she believes in, And she also repeats powerful questions like if it's not me, who? If it's not now, when? This helps people think about their own responsibility and feel more involved in the problem. And at last, the way she speaks and the words she uses makes people feel emotional and thoughtful. She shares personal stories, so listeners can really connect with her. And the repetition of these phrases and the tone she uses encourages people to take action and support the gender equality. On the third video, we see Malala's speech. She speaks at the United Nations after surviving an attack by the Taliban group. Um, she talks about the importance of the education, and especially for girls. And she says that books and pens are more powerful than weapons. She really wants peace and education for everyone. Malala tries to speak in a calm but firm way. Even though she's talking about some serious topic, her voice is steady and confident. This makes the message feel stronger and convincing. And she does a little pauses on the important part of the speech, and this like makes you feel what she's talking about. She repeats some phrases like one child, one teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world. This helps make her point really clear and unforgettable. You will always remember that phrase. And repeating these words makes them stronger and shows how important the education is. And she always repeats, dear sisters and brothers. By using this phrase, Malala connects with all the audience. It makes you feel inclusive and it helps people to feel that they are all together um, as one family, no matters where you come from or what do they believe, but you are part of the family. And Malala's words have a big impact because of how she says them. She talks in a calm way, but she cares about the audience and think about how they can help change things. And I want to mention a really important part for me. Malala mentions different religions in her speech, and this shows that the issue of education and the women's rights are universal. It's not tied by one faith. By sharing what she learned about various religions, she shows that the values of education, the peace, and the equality are supported by many different belief systems. It's not what you think, it's not what you believe, but everyone is together. And the last video is Dr. Martin Luther King. This speech, he gave this speech in Washington, D.C. during a big march for civil rights. He talks about how black people in the United States are still not treated equally, sorry. And he shares his dreams of a future where people of all races will be together and live together in peace and fairness. Martin Luther King talks with a strong and emotional voice. He sounds really serious and hopeful at the same time. Sometimes he speaks calmly, and then he starts to get louder and louder to show how important his words are. He says the same phrases. He says many phrases many times, but for example, I have a dream and let freedom ring. When he repeats these two phrases, or some other phrases, but these two are like the most repeated phrases, it feels that it helps people to remember these phrases, and it also makes his speech feel powerful and clear. And the way he talks and the word he uses make people feel emotional and feel hopeful. He gives people um, a reason to believe that the change is possible, and that his speech may may help many people to want to fight for the fairness and equal rights. Thank you very much for your attention, and I hope you have a good day.